Hi everyone, it's Annie from Stamp Anything. I just want to welcome you to yet another Expo Mini at-home event of the Pets theme. I'm really excited to be a part of this one. I love animals. You probably love animals too, or else you wouldn't be here. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the presentation from the vendors that are doing the Pets theme. Have a great one and be crafty. Bye. Hi everyone, it's Annie from Stamp Anything, and we are here with another Expo at Home mini themed event. This one is about pets, which I love pets. Most people love pets. Animals are amazing. So today we are going to talk about pets. So for those of you that are familiar with us, this might not be any new information, as we're going to be showing a product that we already have in the store. For those of you that are new to us, hopefully it's something that will catch your attention and perhaps fall in love with part of our brand. So just so you know, we are the home of the Grab and Go box, and it is a monthly, well, not monthly, I'm sorry, it is a themed subscription box. We try to come out with a new Grab and Go box every other month. Unfortunately, since the pandemic hit, we have not been able to do that. We're averaging longer than every other month, but up until the pandemic, we have done them every other month. But this is an existing kit we already have on our website. It is called Love Me, Love My Pets. And I will walk through and show you all the contents of the kit that you get in the Grab and Go box. We currently have many different themes on our site of the Grab and Go box. Some of them are currently out of stock. They have already been reordered. Again, with the pandemic, shipping from our manufacturers are delayed. We have a Magical Celebrations box, which is one of our top 3 selling of all time products, along with our Wizards box, and then we have our Love Me, Love Me Pets. So I am going to show you the contents of the box, show you some samples of cards that have been made in the box, but basically the premise behind a Grab and Go box is literally that you can grab this box, go to a friend's house, go to a crop, go to wherever you want to craft. Everything you need is right here, except for scissors, the inks to ink your stamps, and then your coloring medium. There's glue in here, there's adhesive in here, papers in here, card bases are in here, paper, I already said paper, didn't I? Embellishments are in here. Everything is in here except for scissors, the ink to stamp your stamps, and then whatever your go-to coloring medium is. So let's go ahead and open up this bad boy and show you everything that comes in the current Love Me, Love My Pets Grab and Go themed box. See you in a minute. Thanks. Okay guys, so I am back, and here is the Grab and Go box that I already showed you. Again, it has our website on there. It gets mailed to you in the mail just like this. It is a nice sturdy shipping box that can go right through the post, and in our new brand colors. So let's go ahead and open it, and all of our Grab and Go box first are packed with everything you need. And in each and every one, you're going to get some very basic craft supplies. So let's go through and show you everything you're going to get. The first thing you get is the Stamp Anything glue tube. This is a really great liquid glue. It is white that dries completely clear. It has this wonderful narrow point like a pen, so you can really get in those little corners and add light pressure just to secure those corners down really well. You'll also get our 1/4-inch double-sided tape. We have it in the standard 1/4 inch because then that goes with all of our shaker basic die, so you can easily create shaker cards and shaker elements very easily. Then you're going to get a little package of just some foam dot adhesives, well, not foam dot, foam squares rather, to do any pop-ups that you might like on any of your products. So there's some of those thrown in here as well. Then you're going to get card packs, and these are A2 standard size. You get 5 cards and 5 envelopes. So right off the bat, you have enough supplies to make at least 5 cards. You can always obviously cut down your own A2. Then you're going to get some twine. It's about 3 yards worth of twine. The color may vary, but will always be coordinated to the theme and the colors. Then you're going to get some embellishments, and in here you're going to get 2 little shaker bits, and there are 2 different styles. And the first one that you're going to get are these super duper cute paw prints in all different colors. I know it's a little hard to see right now, but I am going to zoom in and show you a close-up so you can actually see what they look like. So let's just go ahead and do that and show you what they actually look like. And then your other shaker jar is going to contain these super cute, kind of pastel-y, tropical colored little baby fish. And here is a close-up of what that looks like. Next up in your box, we also provide you with several different charms for those of you that like to add on charms to your project. And these are all the charms that are included. You get the turtle, 2 heart charms, a palm charm, bird, fish bones, a dog bone, a heart with wings, a bunny head, and another fish. Here is a close-up of the 2 heart ones. One says, "Love my dog," one says, "Love my cat." Here is a close-up of the turtle. He's actually 3-dimensional, so he's super cute. And then this one I liked for those of you that may have lost a pet. It's a heart with little wings on it. And now let's jump in to show you what stamps come in your kit. So this is Melanie, and she is a super cute little girl. She is our standard size stamp set, and she comes with her own outline die. Then we have a stamp set here that, let me find the die here, okay, comes with all little animals. There's a hedgehog, a bird, another little hedgehog, a hamster, a fish in a bag, a fish in a bowl, a bunny rabbit, a poodle, and a cat. And they each have their own coordinating outline dies as well. But what's really great about this set is you can mask them, any of these, because they have little hands on them, and place them right into her hand. So you can make her customized for whatever kind of pet you may have. Next up, we have the William stamp, and William loves his little turtles, and it says, "I miss the shell out of you," and he is holding a turtle, and then he also has a little turtle that comes on the side, and he also has his outline die. Next up, we have Rebecca. She is super, super cute. Her hair is so much fun to color, and she has an iguana pet with Iguana Kiss You. And of course, she also has a matching outline die. Next, we have our Emma stamp. And Emma is holding her pet ferret. So cute. And it says, "Life without you wouldn't be ferret all." Super cute. Oops, sorry about the glare there. And she also has a matching coordinating outline die. We're not even done yet, folks. Next up, we have Oliver. And Oliver is our dog lover. And he's got the Stay Positive and You Got This. And he's got a handful of puppies in his lap. And he also has his coordinating die. And we can't have a puppy one without a kitten one. So here is Courtney, and she has got all the little kittens with the balls of yarn playing with her cats. And there is her coordinating die. And finally, our last stamp set is just a little bit of sentiments. I like the way you roll. You are perfect to me. Sending you hedgehogs. Nobody compares to you. It's official. You are awesome. And then all my love. So you have a variety of a few different sentiments as well. So now our box also contains builder dies, and in this set you're going to get two. This is an awesome edger die with the paw prints and the hearts. And then you also have, this is a shaker basic add-on that says possum. So if you have our shaker basic kits, this will fit perfectly on top of the circle shaker base in that kit, so you can make a possum shaker. And then we also are including two different stencils in this kit. The first stencil that you get is a cute little paw print. So cute, it's got different sizes, a big and a large. And then you're also going to get your bones. So you can use these in so many different ways. Adorable. But we're not done yet, folks. Here we come on to our paper. Check out the beautiful, beautiful patterned paper that comes in this kit. There's 24 sheets, and it is double-sided. So the top row is the one side of the sheet, and then the bottom is what's on the opposite side. This is a super nice quality paper. It cuts really well if you're going to cut with your dies. Just everything. I mean, and you get a lot of paper in this little pack. I mean, this is just the one side, and then you flip it over, and you get all the other prints on the opposite side. So a lot of paper. This alone is worth, you can do so many projects with that. And then we also threw in a pack of our solid colored cardstock that coordinates with the patterned paper. So everything coordinates, everything is themed together. Again, the twine color might vary, but it will match the paper and the theme. So now let me show you some examples from our design team. Here is one that Steven made. He used Emma with the ferret. He used that beautiful border die with the paw. And you can see you can use those hearts that get cut out, and you can put them on different elements. And then he used the stencil and some of the paper from the pack and made this super, super cute and adorable card. Another card Steven did is this Courtney with the You're Perfect to Me. He stenciled a rainbowy color. He cut a strip of the paper just to make a beautiful, simplified CAS style card, but it's gorgeous. It is stunningly gorgeous. And here is one that has no images, but it's using that circle die of the possum, not as a shaker, but just as a regular element. And then they have all the little animals that came off that sheet, and he just put them all around his cute little squared card. Now I'm going to show you this possum one as a shaker, which Mindy made on hers. So she took the same die, but she actually made it three-dimensional, popped it up, added her shaker bits. She also used the stencil in the background and that paw border die. And here's an example of taking one of those little images and using it to put in her hand, because all of the little images have a little hand, so you can just mask it in so it looks like she's holding more animals. Another beautiful card. Here is William with the turtles. I missed the shell out of you, using some of the paper that came in there, and then he also used that extra turtle to put down by the feet. Super cute. And here is one from Mindy. This is Rebecca, I Wanna Kiss You. Again, that border die being utilized. And then she also used, as a tie onto the side here, the little charm, one of the little charms. It's hard to tell in this card, but it's actually popped up and layered, like 3 layers. So it's super, super cute. And so, yeah, so you can actually, you know, add the charms on there as well, however you want to do it. So once again, we are Stamp Anything. That's stampanything.com. We do free live coloring streams on our Facebook group. So we would love for you to join us back over there at Stamp Anything Stampers. We also teach coloring classes. And here is our Expo special for you to get some of our items if you want them. Okay, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you around. Bye.
Hi, my name is Tanya Sheridan. I'm an independent consultant with Close to My Heart. I live in Luray, Virginia, and tonight I wanted to come to you and share all of the pet love that Close to My Heart has to offer, as well as myself has to offer. So I wanted to begin by sharing with you my show specials so that you could be on the listen and the lookout for those throughout my presentation today. So the first one is on my site, which is inallsassiness.com. You will find lots and lots of retired stamp sets, and those are all 25% off to you through the 10th of September. And you will need to use the code SassyStamp25 at checkout. And so there's a wealth of stamps there. There's some stamp set and thin cut combos, all sorts of fun things. And since we are pet themed tonight, I wanted to show you 2 of the pet themed ones that are available there on my site. There's a dog one, and there's also a cat one, and there's a wealth of other stamps as well. But these were the 2 that I absolutely loved, and I wanted to focus and point out to you tonight. So those you can find there. The second thing is I am offering this free wood grain paper pack with a $50 purchase at www.inallsassiness.com. Now that purchase can be regular, straight, Close to My Heart product. It can be my signature class kits. It can be a variety of anything on my site with the exception of the retired stamp sets. So it's an awesome deal, and you'll be seeing a lot of this paper as I work through my presentation today. This paper is a brand new product. It becomes live on September 1st, so I'm giving you the opportunity to pre-order it as a free item, or of course you can purchase it as well. And then you'll also find some featured product specials on my site that are items that I'm talking about today. And so I have an awesome deal with you for those as well. So if you purchase any of these featured product specials, then you can also purchase any of our shimmer brushes or our tri-blend markers for a participant discount. So the shimmer brushes, you can get as many as you want for $4.50 each. No shipping, no tax on those. And the tri-blend markers are $6.50 each. No shipping, no tax. And again, those are both, they're a drop-down option when you purchase anything in the featured section on my site. And of course, that also makes you eligible to receive this free paper pack. So I wanted to show you those. I thought I would start out by showing you this fabulous paper pack as a whole, and then I'm going to do a create and take with it, and then also show you some other artwork as well. So this is our wood grain paper, and I felt like it went really, really well with the pet items, and I hope you'll agree with me as you go through my artwork. But the paper comes 2 sheets of each one, and it's double-sided. So you'll see we have this one here. This is the same sheet, so it's like a white grain. The wood grain is a very popular trend right now, and so I'm so excited that Close to My Heart has this to offer. This is my favorite sheet, and this is the one we're going to be doing the create and take with. And on the back, it has this beautiful, just white wooden green paper. There's some logs. And of course, this one has the wood grain on the bottom. And you'll also notice that they have these great zip strips, which are just a small 1/2 inch by 12. It gives you a little bit of flair and some extra little detail. So I'm going to flip through those so you can see them. I love this one as well. I use this with the dog items that I'm going to be showcasing with you. You can see this one turns this way. And then again, some more white wood. This one is a more rustic wood, where this is a more polished wood. So lots of beauty in this paper pack. You are absolutely going to love it. It is in our new annual book, so it is going to be available for an entire year. So I'm super, super excited about that. So I wanted to use this paper and show you how to create this fun shaker card. This heart is brand new to us as well. You can also pre-order that. It comes with 4 pieces. There is a stitched rim that goes on top of the flat rim, and then 2 insert confetti pieces. And those are the things I want to show you today. So it also, we have 2 brand new stamp sets. There's a cat and a dog, and you will see that they have these wonderful huge images as well as lots of sentiments. And they fit on our great big 5x6 block, which is also available. And it's a fun stamp. I've had a lot of fun stamping with it. So for this card, what I did was I went ahead and stamped the background of the cat paper. And I went ahead and put the film on it, the foam tape on it, so it'd be easier to take apart and show you. So I'm just going to center this cat paper that I cut. And this is 4 by 5 1/4. So it fits on your classic A2 card base perfectly fine. Okay. Now these are the shaker pieces, and these are brand new. We've had shakers for a while, but not these specialty pieces. So I'm super excited to share those with you. I'm just going to take my heart, which I cut out of that wood grain paper that I was just showing you, and I'm going to put it about right there. So then you get these great foam tape pieces, and all you need is the rim. So look at all this extra foam tape that you have left over. You can use that to accent or just put in your stash. I'm absolutely in love with it. I'm finding that I'm not having to buy nearly as much foam tape as I used to buy because I have all this excess. Now with the heart, you do want to try to keep it in its shape. It does wiggle a little bit, so just kind of form it, press it down, just like that. Then with the shaker dies, which is this die and this one, it cuts out all these little hearts. And this one, if you notice, also has a rim, so it cuts out 2 pieces. So I went ahead and cut some of those out for us, and I'm just put it in one of our little craft jars. And typically speaking, I will take a couple and either use a glue dot or my glue runner, and I will glue those into place so that when my shaker is shaking around, they don't all fall to the very bottom. I find that I get frustrated with that. So I usually glue a few into place. Like I said, you can use your trimmer, or excuse me, your adhesive runner, or you can use glue dots. Sometimes I will use a thin foam tape that's thinner than this tape, and that's kind of cool too because then you've got some depth. So once I have a few of those in, I am just going to sprinkle these all through my heart. Here is that little piece I was telling you about. See how nice it cuts out? And since this paper is double-sided, I thought it was awesome because they can flip either way. But this is the little outline, and so I was especially fond of those. So I'm going to put a couple extras of those in there. You could also use seed beads. You could use sequins. There's so many things that you could use, but those are the ones that I like the best. This is our heart acetate. So this comes in a package just like this. You get, I believe, 6. You get the foam and the acetate. So there's a film on it. You're going to pull that film off. Then you're going to pull the film of the actual foam off. You want to catch it. It's very sticky, so you want to make sure that whatever you're putting inside stays to the inside, like that. You're going to line this up. And I usually press it down a little bit. And then typically speaking, I use a liquid glass or an adhesive runner. Glue dots works really well, but for convenience, since it's a video, we're going to use the adhesive runner. And I'm just putting the stitched rim that I cut out of my charcoal paper right on top of that foam. And that was this piece. So this is what cuts the base. This one is what cuts the stitched rim, and then these 2 are what cut your confetti. So there's lots of options on there. Then once you have that done, you're just going to stamp the little sentiment. And I already have that on here. It says, "Have a perfect birthday." So I'm going to ink it and stamp it. And then I'm gonna pop this up on a piece of foam tape. I just have a little piece of scrap that I pulled out. I'm gonna use this one used from my heart here, because I know it's the same level as this guy, which makes it super, super fun. And then what I did was I went ahead and I stamped the image twice. This is gonna be a little bit higher than my sample. Whoops, I liked it a little bit higher. There we go. So I went ahead and I stamped a couple of the cats and cut them out, and I'm just going to pop them up and put them directly over where they were in the print. So I cut out the ones that were my favorites. This set I'm doing as a complete gray tone, black and gray tone. I really like the way it looks. The next ones I'm going to show you are colored in, so it gives you a completely different look. Okay, so then all you would have to do then is glue this entire piece onto your card base, and you have a shaker card. Lots of fun. I know it probably reflects, but you can see how it just shakes and works very, very nicely. Again, this stamp set is brand new. It is available. I think it's called Catitude. Yep, Catitude. And then the dog version is called Let's Party. And you'll see they both have this really nice piece. You can cut it out. I'll show you some different ways that I have used it. But these are both available September 1st. You can go ahead and pre-order them on my site, and then they will ship to you on September 1st, which is actually just a few days away. It's kind of, everything is going so super, super fast. Okay, so I showed you the hearts that I used, and I showed you the block. Again, this is a 5x6 block. I have the dog on one side and the cat on the other because I was using both of them universally, but it works very, very nice. So I wanted to show you some of the artwork that I use with the paper, continuing on with this paper and the same heart theme. So these are the cards that I made. They're very similar concepts, similar elements, just done a little bit differently. So here you can see I took just a piece, not the whole stamp, just a piece of it. I used one of those little gray heart outlines and did it over one of the little cat's faces. I used one of the sentiments. It says, never underestimate the power of a purr. And then this little heart was actually from our pet sympathy set. It's called Paw Prints on Your Heart. It was right here, and I loved this stamp set too. So I kind of merged a couple of different concepts together, but I really like the way that one looked. It was just simple. It's off-centered a little bit. Here you'll see another one of those little hearts. So for the second one, or the third one actually, I used the outline of that shaker die that I showed you and glued that down, and I thought that looked really awesome. And then I took all of the little cut out from the heart, the outlines, and glued those all the way down. This one I made into a sympathy card. I used the back side of the wood grain paper that looked very rustic for the texture of my cat. And this is the cat from, again, the sympathy one. I just stamped it and cut it out. So then the next one I did is actually my favorite one, and I used the same wood grain paper, and I cut out a piece of that multi-cat paper, and then also added the shaker and the rim, but I didn't use the acetate, so it gives it a mirror or a shaker look. And then I took the charcoal shimmer brush and just carefully outlined where the stitches are. And I love the look on that. I do that on almost all of my shakers now. And you'll see that in my layout as well. It just gives it a finishing fine touch, and it always makes me very happy. So here I took this stamp set, the same stamp set, the Catitude, and the shaker elements that I used in the card, and I created a layout with it. So you'll see this wood grain paper as well. This is the white grain paper. So this is the back side of this gray paper. I just flipped it over. And I cut out some titles with my thin cut. I used the little yarn from one of our other stamp sets, which is a thin cut stamp set. It has a dog and a cat and the little hamster and the yarn and the fishbowl, and it also has thin cuts with it. So that's where I got the little yarn from. And those, of course, on my site as well. Here I glued down, as I told you before, I glued down all those hearts. So it gives it a confetti look, but it's all glued down into one spot. And then I did some Cricut cuts as well. So this is all of the layouts and the cards that I show you. They are available as class kits, or of course you can buy the materials to make them as well. So I had to showcase, since this is pet themed, these are my kittens. They're no longer kittens, but we still will call them kittens. So we have Leia, and we have Finn, and we have Rey. We are a Star Wars family, so all of our kittens were named after Star Wars characters. So the next one I wanted to show you is the dog version that I created using that dog stamp set. And I created the cards and the layouts. So I'm actually going to take you through the layout first. This was cut out on a Cricut. Hopefully you can see that through the glare there. So all the little paw prints are cut out on this wood grain paper, but you'll notice instead of using the gray and the white paper, it is the dark brown. And because it had black highlights, I absolutely love the way that it worked with the black pieces. I used a little bit of thread here. And you'll notice up here are some of the Cricut cuts as well. And it's just basically what was cut out of here. If you've not used our flip flaps, they are a wonderful way to add photographs, extra photographs to your layout. So I wanted to show you some of those because, you know, when we have a pet and we love our pets, we've got to, you know, take lots of pictures when we can. Okay, so I created the cards with that. This is the dog stamp, and you'll see here on these that I use the stamp in all 4 places, but in different ways. So here I just colored one dog. Here I colored lots of the dogs. Here I did a multi-print, and then on this one I did a variation, again using that heart that I used before. So I thought that those were lots of fun. The next one I wanted to show you is our Operation Smile. So a percentage of this stamp set always goes to Operation Smile, and it's pet themed this time. This one retires at the end of August, so if you haven't gotten it, you want to grab it pretty quickly. And this one I featured all of the cats. So I absolutely love the cats. This one colored with the toffee shimmer brush, this one with the gold, and then these guys were left natural. And you'll notice again that I used the shaker rim instead of the heart. These were used with the circle rim. So I thought that those were a nice variation. This is one of our most popular stamp set and thin cuts, and this is the Rainbow Bridge. So this comes as a stamp set or as a stamp set with your thin cuts, and it has a dog and a cat and the little halo and the clouds and the little heart print, a paw print heart. So lots of fun, but this was a different variation coloring in with markers. And so I really like that. This one you'll notice is that wood print. I just cut it out with a thin cut, colored the little bandana, and the rest of it was the wooden paper. So the next one that I wanted to show you is this little guy. This is the Little Buddies, and it has all kinds of animals, but it does have a dog and a cat. So it's using this die, which is awesome, and then coloring them all in with little markers. And again, I used the wood grain paper to create the grid and then colored the little pets inside. And you can see I went over the shimmer brush over the lacing. And again, these are all available. You can purchase the products, or you can purchase the items on my In All Sassiness Designs part of my website. This is my cat Maple. And this one is using the rugged wood paper, which I really like. And it's using our stamp of the month for August. So this, again, also retires at the end of this month. So you want to grab it if you love it. It is $5 with a $50 purchase. So it's a fabulous deal, but I love the way that it worked with the cat pictures. So this kit is available in my shop, and there is an option. You can do paw prints or non-paw prints, because I thought that this would be a great layout that you could use on something else, because truly you have the catitude is everything up here, but you could change that to a dog sentiment. different. And I have some little tiny, kind of like the Mickeys, the hidden Mickeys. I have little hidden paw prints. So there's a few here and there's a few there. There's one over here in the flower as well. So this is all pre-stamped for you, but you can choose to get it without the paw prints if you prefer not having the paw prints. But I love, again, the way that the wood grain works with the colors, the neutral palette. This is using the espresso and the toffee, and it's using French vanilla and white. So it's a combination. And of course it pulls out my kitty cat, my favorite kitty cat's, you know, coloring and so forth. So lots to choose from with Close to My Heart as far as pets. Lots of stamp options that are available. You can, again, purchase those on inallsassiness.com. And make sure that you remember the show specials. I have retired stamp sets. You'll get that beautiful wood grain paper free with a $50 purchase. And then I have all of the stamp sets that I talked about today available there, and the special deals on the shimmer brushes and the tri-blend markers. So I hope you have a wonderful night celebrating your pets and creating with your pets and taking pictures of your pets. And whatever you do, create from the heart and make it sassy. Thank you.
Welcome to It's Cheaper Than Therapy, Perfect Pets Mini Edition. Welcome to Perfectly Pets Mini Edition. We are using the Sizzix Big Shot Express die cutting machine for all of our cutting for this project. Okay, so a lot of these pieces that you get, when you do the bitty ball pop-up, there's the regular surprise ball pop-up. And so it's a little bit bigger. This one will actually fit into an A2 size card. You know, took my piece and just lightly went over the edge. I didn't want too much. I just wanted a little bit of an edge. And then when you put it down onto black or onto like a cream colored, you can actually see the definition of it. And so you can use these blending brushes for a lot of things. So I'm using them for our chalks right now. And a lot of you got chalks. If you don't have chalks, you know, if you have a water-based marker, you can use them. You know, you got your ink pads. You can do that a lot with them too. And so go through, and if you want to give them a little chalk up, you can. You know, this is going to be your first one that we're making, is basically just kind of showing you how to put it together, how easy it is, because it's very intimidating, you know, to show, you know, some of these that are just a little harder to work with, that are kind of confusing with the pop-ups and all that, but we're going to break it down here for you, and we're just going to make it really easy for you. See the score lines, I want to point that out. You can see the score lines on this side of it. You can't really see them on this side, so this is always going to be your inside. This will be your outside. So this is, when I'm talking inside and outside, that's what it'll be. We're just demoing here of just taking some more of the chalk and the blending brushes and going around the edges of all of your pieces. Take your time and do that well and enjoy. All right, starting to put these together, again, I wanted to point out, you know, there's the score lines. So this is going to be the front of it. And if you notice, this little guy here has got two little wings, and this guy on here has got two little wings. And so the first thing you want to do is kind of prep everything. So we're going to fold it over and just kind of score all of those little wings back. Just those 4 wings. Again, you're going to actually have to use this really good cardstock, because if you don't, it's just going to be flimsy and it's just not going to work well. Now, after you do that, what we're going to do is talk about adhesives a little bit. We've got the Karen Burniston fine tip bottles. We got the 18 and the 20 gauge. This is 18, this is 20. And this is going to let a little bit more out, the yellow one, than it will the blue one. And you want to stick with your glue that's really good, that works for you. Tape runners are going to not work well. Double-sided adhesive tapes, I wouldn't probably recommend it for this. This is the Express glue from Sizzix that's in these bottles. And I'm going to take and put it on both of these little wings and then fold them over. And if you've got those little, like little clippies, You can do the little clippies to kind of hold it together, or you can kind of hand hold it until the glue takes effect. So this is a dries clear glue, so we're working, this is the inside of it, so don't worry about anything there, but it does dry clear. So I'm going to stop this. I'm going to do all the little wings and continue on. You want to take, and if you notice, all of these other score lines that are here, you've got 2 full flaps on this one, so be sure you don't bend this part up. Always only bend, I got my finger behind it there, always bend just on the score line. You want to give it a good fold. You don't want to sit there and kind of, you know, back and forth, back and forth. You want to give it a nice clean fold. That way when this thing gets put together, all of your lines match up really, really nice. This is thick cardstock, so just gotta get your finger behind there and just kind of support it as you fold it over on those long ones. And then here's another one. You just want to give it a good fold, just give it a little pinch. Don't go crazy with the whole back and forth kind of stuff. Just give it the little pinch so it lines up really nice. So then when you start putting this together, it all works very, very cleanly. Okay, so I'm going to do that on the other ones. Okay, so when you put the top and the bottom ball in, you want to make sure that these 2 pieces will kiss together. And you want to put your adhesive, want to match them up so the holes will match up. You can see that real close. The holes are going to match up, and the slits are also going to match up as well on both sides. And so be generous on your adhesive. Don't worry, it's all going to you know, dry clear, but you want to make sure that after you put your adhesive on, that these edges are really nice and straight. So then as you put your ball together, it's going to work really, really well, and it's going to look nice, and everything is going to match up. Be generous on your adhesive when you are putting it in there. That way that it sticks really, really well, because you don't want it coming apart. Do not use inexpensive adhesives, use good quality adhesives. But if you notice that I drew an arrow, which is the opposite of where the little slit is from the hole, go the opposite way is how we're going to start building this together. And there's a reason for this, is because once you get partially around, you're going to have to be able to get that rubber band in there. So when you put this around, so you basically got your 2 halves. Putting together the little flaps that are on there, they just go right underneath, just opposite sides. Again, be generous on your adhesive while putting it together, because there'll be a lot of tension against those pieces that you're gluing together. So that's why it's good for good quality cardstock. Again, we're just finishing adhering all the pieces all the way around both of the pop-up balls, so that we can get ready to put them together to finish up with the fox. We are using the Sizzix Express glue. It dries clear. We're using the Karen Burniston fine tip bottles with both different tips on there. And so when you squeeze it together, make sure that you wipe off the adhesive, and it will dry clear. So some of it will come out, but just be sure you're generous with your glue when putting those pieces together. Okay, now that we've done that on both of the bitty balls, so if you notice in here, you can see the little slits that are in there. And so you're going to take your rubber band, and you're basically just going to slide it to that little end where the hole is at. And then you're going to slip it over onto this side. You can work with them when they're a little bit flat. You can even do that when they're flat before, but before you do the rubber band, you want to kind of see what the weight of this is. Sometimes it can get squishy, or it could be too much weight or too little weight onto the rubber band. So we're going to put that together now. All right, so putting these together, you can do one of 2 things. You can use tweezers if you want. If you don't want to get your hands all sticky or inked or chalked up, whatever you like. So you can actually just take your little tweezers here. This is the Sizzix tweezers. And some people are good with using their fingers, and some people are good with just using tweezers, which I prefer tweezers. That's just my preference on here. So we're going to take this and put them on all of them. And so you can kind of see how easy it is just by putting them on now, rather than trying to do it when the ball is put up into with the rubber band, because then it's kind of working against you a little bit. You can still do it, but it's actually easier to do it while it is flat. While adhering all of the pieces on there, you want to make sure that if you're using the chalks or the inks, you know, with getting your fingers dirty, sometimes when you're picking up the lighter colored papers, some of that rubs off on your fingers. So I do carry just some makeup wipes next to me, so I could just wipe my fingers off in between of doing all of these pieces with the blending brushes and the adhesive and the chalks that kind of just blend on over. So be sure that you get your hands all clean each time that you're handling this, because you're kind of handling it a lot. But isn't it adorable? It's coming together. One of the tips is taking the little jar with some wet paper towels in there. So then when you take your bottles that have the fine tips, sometimes they dry out really, really fast. And you always have to put the cap on and off, on and off. So be sure that you tip them upside down, put them in the wet paper towels, and they'll stay moist. And you don't have to keep putting the lids on and off each time that you're using them. So that's a great tip that you can use while doing these projects. So you can actually have several bottles open at the same time and just grab the ones that you need. This paper is gorgeous. It's this beautiful metallic papers that we'll also have for sale on our website. We've used this in another couple projects, this type of paper, and it is just beautiful. Okay, so we did put the rubber band in there, and if you can see, it goes all the way down to that little point. Got some adhesive in there. Goes all the way down to the little ball, the little circle on both sides of those little slits. So that is how you want to get the rubber band in there. So you can kind of test the springiness of it and see if it's popping up, and they're popping up pretty good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually adhere these other two pieces together. Now if you wanted to put the brads in there, you can put the brad in on here and to the bottom to connect them. So if you wanted to have, you know, the head spinning, if you wanted to, you could also put a brad into the bottom of this if you wanted to glue it, have a brad into the actual card, so to actually spin on the base of the card. So I'm not going to do either one of those on this one, but that's what the brads are for, and that's what these pieces are for as well. So we're going to have one on the top, and we're going to have, you know, one on the bottom. And then we're going to have our feet and put all of our little fluffy pieces together. So all you're going to do, after you put the rubber band all in there and you get ready to close it up, you're just going to end up adhering the last two sections of the two pieces together. So just get those all buttoned up, put the glue on there just like what we had before. It's just a lot of little adhesives, just kind of holding it, making sure the adhesives take effect before letting go of it. But just getting those balls all closed up there. And that glue will dry. Just give it a little bit of time and it will dry really nice. But it dries really, really fast and clear. So now take a peek, and you know, you can get a little tighter rubber band that'll kind of bring it in a little closer. But I would just find the part that is the closest in the front that goes together, so I can do the front of my character. And so these are going to be my two fronts here. And so now I'm going to put the two pieces together, but first I'm going to put this on top of it. Now we're going to start doing a little bit of the finishing touches to start getting preparing for the two bitty ball pieces to be put together and kind of lined up properly. Line up your two pieces and put the adhesive on there. Be generous on them. We're just going to glue them together so then they stick together really good, because they're going to keep popping up over and over and over. We're not using the brads on this one. We're just going to go ahead and adhere them together all as one piece. All right, so what we did is we took the oval pieces and made the stomach for it, for the fox. And now what we're going to do is we're going to adhere the middle of the ears to the big part of the ears, and then put them on the fox. Just put a little bit of adhesive. We gave a little bit of a chalk on there too, just to kind of change the color up just a little tad. Again, just lining up all your pieces, putting them all together, and kind of prefabbing them a little bit before you adhere them down, just like with the tail, matching up, it's going the right way on the right end of the tail, and then that way that it doesn't mess up at the other end when you're trying to put adhesive on there and it makes just like a big blob spot on there. So just line them up. When you have the front of your bitty ball and you have your little character, what you want to do is figure out, you know, where it's going to get adhered to, because you don't want to have it adhered to where when it goes down that it's going to be, you know, messing something up. So kind of figure out where your little whiskers are going to go before you glue them down, and that's looking pretty good. So we're going to just adhere them to just this part. Kind of line it up, eyeball it. See, then when it flattens out, got your little whiskers, cute little whiskers. And then the ears, they're going to go right here. So I'll put a little bit of adhesive there on the ears. Kind of take a look and see which angle that you want them. I think we're just going to stick them on right while it's down. Makes it a little bit easier on some of these pieces. So these are really actually a lot easier to put together than you thought, I am sure, because I know that I was the first time that I put one of these little surprise balls together, and they are just adorable. All just the little critters and creatures and animals and insects, and you can make all different kinds of balls, all different kinds of things with them. So we've got basically our fox piece here, and then we're going to put the feet on. So this is where the little feet are. Just going to kind of just give that a little fold, even though we don't really need the fold. But then we know where it's going to go underneath the little guy. So one is going to go right here. Under that piece. And one is going to go under this piece. Going to kind of hold them down a little bit too. Just let that glue take effect. And we've already got the little feet guys there. We're going to put the arms on. When you're putting the arms on your bitty ball character, the fox, you want to make sure that you made the little marks with your Sharpie, a little fine tip marker that do like the little where the paws are at. So it gives it some definition. And then line up your arms too. You can kind of do a little preliminary test run when you're putting it in your card itself, depending upon what size card that you use, is to make sure that the arms in that are not sticking out too far from the outer edge. And then the tail on this one, kind of angle them up a little bit. Put some adhesive on there that you want. So he's sticking out. Oh, his little tail is really cute. His tail is really cute. You'll have to cut the nose right down the middle a little bit to get them to work. So it looks like one nose when it's all together. See, and then when he splits apart, then it just looks like one nose. Smile. And then we're gonna have to snip it right in that middle. So you just put the little eyes on there to see which way that you want to put them on there. That's what's great about this applicator bottle from Karen Bernison, is that it can put just a little bit of tiny of adhesive on there. So you could even make this little guy, you know, a place setting, you know, for a party, for a birthday party for a kid. You know, just a party favor. They can have like a lot of fun building those. You know, they can have like a little party of characterizing and decorating them. And so you got your little pop-up guy. Okay, so we're putting the card together. So there are just certain things that we've got going on here. Now you're just lining everything up so when you push the Bitty Ball character down, that you can actually line them up within your card. So you want to press down, fold your card up, see if anything is sticking out, and then that way everything will line up. Do one of those, bands that goes around it. You can do magnets, whatever you want. But when they open it up, boom, boom, and you've got your little fox. Look at him, look how cute he is. So this is all about the animals. This is all about the animals. It is absolutely adorable. Let's just take a moment and enjoy these beautiful cards that these designers made and made this event such a wonderful Perfectly Pets mini edition presented by It's Cheaper Than Therapy. These are just, look at this unicorn. We've got the cheetah. Thank you for all of the designers, Karen Bernison, and just gotta love that hot air balloon one too. So there's some really awesome creatures, characters, things that you can make with these dies. So thank you all for joining our event. And we've got just one more little message for you. Hello, I am Maria C., the Sizzix lady from itscheaperthantherapy.com. We were the first ones to ever sell Sizzix in the entire world in 2001, and we are so proud of that. We hope that you have just really enjoyed yourself today. We sell Sizzix, Karen Bernison, Elizabeth Craft Designs, Riley & Company Funny Bones, Renea Paper, the double-sided foil paper, VZ Crafts Ultrafine Glitter, and more. We also have some It's Cheaper Than Therapy products as well. And we want to thank you so much for joining us for the Perfect Pets Mini Edition. We hope that you found lots of must-haves and picked up some new amazing techniques. Thank you so much for joining us and have a wonderful evening. Also enjoy the Bitty Bop caterpillar. Now you know how to make this. Now you know how to make it work. So enjoy that. We hope you enjoyed Foxy. Have a great evening. Thank you. Hi, I'm Maria C., the Sizzix lady from itscheaperthantherapy.com. We sell Sizzix, Karen Bernison, Elizabeth Craft Designs, and many other lines. Thank you so much for joining us for the Perfect Pets Mini Edition at Stamp & Scrapbook Expo at home. We hope that you have found lots of must-haves and picked up some new amazing techniques. Thank you so much for joining us and have a wonderful evening.